Navigating the COVID pandemic is one of the biggest challenges that businesses face right now. And here we are almost 2 years later, and companies are still trying to figure out how to bring back workers safely. Now with me is Dr. Kulkarni and also Dr. Denis Nash of Epidemic Intelligence, who just launched a company, Epidemic Intelligence, to help people and companies rethink how they bring workers back. So welcome.
Thank you, Jane.
So let's just start with, how did you come up with the idea, and give me an overview of Epidemic Intelligence. So you want to jump in first?
Yeah, thanks so much, Jane. Well, as you said, never before has this been such an unprecedented pandemic, but also the COVID guidelines and the science are constantly changing, which is frustrating and confusing for companies because they have only one challenge. How do they keep their company running safely, smoothly, and smartly? And never before have the stakes been so high, but there's so little guidance about how they should be doing that.
Yeah.
So we started our company because we are public health experts and infectious disease researchers, but we're also employers. And this is how we started our company, because we ourselves had an outbreak. We had staff that were sick, and we had to quickly respond, and we're the experts, and it was still really challenging. So we did figure out we were flexible, we were able to pivot, and that's what we help our clients do, to reopen and stay open safely, smoothly, and smartly.
So kind of explain, how do you do this? It would have to be individualized, right, to each company and their own particular needs and staff and things like that. Dr. Nash, you want to elaborate on that?
Sure, yeah, every company has its unique circumstances, every organization or school or university, we work with all of them, and you know, we have to first do a lot of listening and asking questions. So, you know, we have a wide array of services and expertise we can bring to the table, but it really has to be matched up against what the needs are, what the pain points are of the client, and to try to see them through, to get them help to achieve their goals and to reopen or stay open, as the case may be.
So what is the process for a company to hire you? They reach out to you, and then what happens?
So they reach out to us, so you can reach us out on our website or email us, and we set up a call, we figure out where their pain points are, and then we provide a tailored proposal, because we meet every client where they are.
And I remember we talked a little bit beforehand, you were talking about how you do a lot of it on Zoom.
Yes.
So even that process is, you know, is safe. Right? So yeah. Now, so what kind of advice do you give? Is there any kind of generic advice you would give to a company?
Well, so one of the first things we do is, you know, we meet every client where they are, but we also we help them redefine what success is, because success is not just being able to say, I've never had a COVID case come in the door, but success is being able to make sure that when you have that COVID case, and it's when, that you don't have spread within the workplace. And also success is that your employees and your stakeholders know that you've got a plan to manage that when that COVID case happens.
Yeah. Now also we're seeing, Denis, vaccines, there's treatments. I mean, Pfizer and Merck have things. I heard Dr. Scott Gottlieb say maybe the end of the pandemic is over as we know it, which is the best news I've heard in a long time. I mean, do you feel like we turned a corner? Like, what's still needed with this? Because we are still hearing of some cases, there's variants and things like that too.
I do think, I mean, I hope that we're turning a corner in the US. The world is a whole other story, but certainly employers can reasonably be thinking about opening if they haven't already, and those that have reopened need to be thinking about strategies to stay open safely with minimal disruption. The current trends could be going, you know, in either direction, really. If the trends in Europe are any indication, where vaccination rates are high, we could have some more surges ahead of us. And so I think, you know, the best plan is, the best strategy is to have a plan, and also to be thinking long term, that this is not just something that ends with the COVID pandemic. I think we're in a new era now that it necessitates organizations to think about pandemics more generally, healthy environments, healthy workspaces.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. I feel like our psychology has changed forever. So even if we do get this under control, there's still the flu, and there's still just a general awareness, I think, of public health. So your business should have some longevity to it. You're hoping, right? So is it nationwide?
Yes, it is nationwide. And everything is tailored to what's happening for a given company and what's happening on the ground. We've worked with for instance, we worked with a retail warehouse in the Southeast over the summer, and that was a really soup to nuts team approach. We looked at the ventilation, we helped them with their screening protocols, and we also helped them with their helping them shift from using face shields and plexiglass to masks, because this is an aerosolized disease, and making sure that that would limit spread. And then we also provided a town hall for their employees so that they had access to us as experts, and they could ask us, the employees could ask us their questions.
So after a company hires you, they can continue to come back to you
Absolutely.
and be like, and you talked about your team too. You have a great team behind you. You want to elaborate on that?
Yeah. I think what distinguishes us is that we have a really incredible multidisciplinary seasoned team of experts that includes public health experts, occupational health experts, and some of the world's leading infectious disease epidemiologists. In addition to that, we have industrial hygienists, public health lawyers, media and communications experts, a school nurse, and a disaster preparedness expert. So
You're all set.
in many ways, we aim to be sort of the one-stop shop for clients that are looking for help and advice on reopening and staying open with minimal disruption. Our team really has, over the last 30 years, responded to some of the major public health crises of our time, from anthrax to Ebola to Zika, and that, I think, is something that distinguishes our firm.
Okay, and how can somebody find out more?
We just have a website, epidemicintelligence.com, and we're happy to, it outlines everything that we do and ways to contact us.
And then they can contact you and find out more from there. Thank you so much, Dr. Kulkarni and Dr. Nash, for coming in. Best of luck.
Thank you
Thank
for
you so
having
much.
us, Jane.